Lambo.
Oh, yes. And he is in the top right-hand side here of Everdream, representing Gamers Origin, representing France, representing people who love to party everywhere in the world.
Yes, he is.
Stephano.
That's right, and his opponent in the bottom left-hand side in the red, going for that very disgusting 12-pool build, representing no team. It is our German Zerg player, Lambo.
Lambo.
Yeah, no, he's doing it, Grant. That is a 12 pool if I've ever seen one. And Stephano, not one to drone scout. He's going for a hatch gas pool build. Is this just going to be the end? We're already ahead of schedule by about 50 minutes. Could this be another 10-minute game?
So, Lambo's going to pull a whole bunch of drones with this. It comes down to how many he pulls. You can see he's building money up right now. That's all for spines. He's going to pull all except 3. Yeah, that's typically about the right amount. Now, does he dodge Overlord Sight is the next thing. The Overlord path from Lambo is relatively standard. It does look like he's going to scout this. It's very important you see it quickly so you can determine what you need to do and not let drones get on the very edge of creep out of vision.
Yep, Stephano sees it right away. His spawning pool
so
only about halfway done, though. There's not much he can do to respond to this just yet. He is so far behind. I'm very concerned, yeah. 18
it all
workers
comes down
for
to the
Stephano.
drone, Micro.
18 workers for Stephano, 14 for Lambo. He's not going to have any more than that. One drone pulled already to prep for that spine crawler on the low ground just to be safe. But here we go. 1, 2, and 3rd spine starting for Lambo. And here we go. Grant, what does he have to do to win this?
So Lambo needs to buy as much time as he possibly can. He's finding some pretty good fights here. You cannot let the Zerglings get good surface area. If they kill a couple of drones, you expect to lose a couple of drones here. Of course, Stephano has no expansion. He cannot remake as quickly as Lambo can. Lambo now has, finally, he has a spine. Stephano even has a spine on the low ground. He's doing a pretty decent job, but he cannot lose any lings either. They're so important. The spines are going to finish very unharassed, though. This is a little bit scary. It's very important that those spines at least take a bit of a beating, so when queens come in, they can finish things off, because now they're going to sit on the high ground where they can pickily poke away at their opponent. 5 drones going down for Stephano so far. Did Lambo even lose any? Lambo's not lost any drones. He pulled them all.
He lost a couple, I think. He's got... Oh, no, he hasn't. Wow, what's that? I thought he had 14 drones, but he's down to 11 now. Anyway, it's fine. You turn into spines. That's exactly what happened. You're absolutely correct. The spines now down on the low ground, one on the high ground as well. This is looking worse and worse for Stephano. Even though he's slightly ahead in army supply, he does have that queen down. But with these 3 spines, Lambo can get so much done. Of course, very little mining happening right now for Stephano. And his spawning pool under duress, as is his natural expansion.
Yeah, and just so you guys can see that resources tab, Stephano is mining only slightly more than Lambo, who did have a couple of drones still left at home. We saw he left 3 there. Stephano looks like he's going to try and go for a base race. Not so sure about that one, Ilyas. It's going to be very interesting. So breaking the spine is when you have 3 spine crawlers, you just break the spine. You just win. The spawning pool will now go down for Ilyas. You can see 4 more drones, 4 more lings even on the way here for Lambo, who is also bringing a few lings home. So he's almost, if he uses the drones, he's almost going to have enough lings here to defend. He will have the same amount. So I think this is going to be okay here for Lambo. We're seeing in terms of drones going down, Lambo's finally losing a couple. He has lost more lings, but of course he's done way more damage in terms of the scale of things. The main will go down. That larvae going to be picked off. Now the fight at home is very important. Lambo needs to control this. If he goes into a base race, he needs to be able to win. He only has 2 buildings. But Stephano has 1, and he's going to lose it.
Well, the spine crawlers count as buildings, though, right?
I don't think static defense does. I'm actually not sure. It's been so long. They probably do. You're probably right. But as soon as he kills the hatchery, he just moves his 3 spines down. By the time they burrow, maybe 1 dies, but 2 of them don't, and he wins. Yeah,
Stephano's only play here is to try and catch these spines as they rotate down to the natural, trying to get on top of this other spine crawler. He's got to defend this last spine crawler with his life. He does have more Zerglings than his opponent, 15 lings to 11 lings, and of course Lambo's lings slightly out of position, but yeah, that hatch goes down, and now Stephano's going to be revealed, which means the spine crawlers are going to know exactly where his opponent is. He starts moving these spine crawlers down, and Lambo's being revealed as well.
Yeah, but Lambo's only got a spawning pool now, so this is, he has to go. He absolutely has to go. This is going to come down to the wire, I think. If I was Stephano here, I would have moved up and held command on the ramp to try and buy some time. What he's trying to do here is stop the burrow in range. So he's moving drones in range. He's going to go take a gas in the main as well. Lambo needs to take a gas somewhere. Has he got the money? Yeah, Lambo has the money. Go and take a gas on the map, mate.
I don't know if he needs to. He's got these spine crawlers. As long as he can defend this triangle of spine crawlers, he can't lose the game. And as long as his spines go down bit by bit.
In range, though.
Ah, that's true. He an odd placement there on the spine crawler. He's got to move this other one in his position. Lambo botching this aggression just a little bit here. Stephano's going to go ahead and jump on him. Ling's on top of all the spines. We did see a transfuse go down, but the first spine's going to go down. Second spine going to go down. Third spine going to go down as well. And GG goes down. Stephano defends. What? Lambo with a critical mistake there.
He just did it. He just wasn't in range. He couldn't kill the spine crawler. He only had one in range, which was obviously in range of the return. You needed to have all three in range so that if one died, the other two won the fight. You know,
exactly
the way it works.
I expected him to get in, move those spine crawlers so that they were in like a nice little U shape, like a concave, with Stephano as the focal point, the foci of those three spine crawlers going down, so they can all pick away at the same time and just take it out. A bit of a rookie mistake from Lambo, right, Grant?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Stephano did a good job. He moved all, as the spines were coming down, he moved all of his units forward to force them to siege up or to burrow further away. And that bought a few extra seconds. He also, instead of going for the straight up base race, he brought everything home, which ended up being essential. If he'd have gone for that spawning pool, we would have had it literally would have been a split-second decision as to whether the game was a win or a loss. So nice result there, definitely, from Stephano to get that win. I think he played smart, and the experience comes through.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, chat saying that there was a possibility of a draw. That is exactly true as well. It could have been if all of the drones had died and things, but that wasn't the case.
Right.
Very, very weird game.
Yeah.
The spines do count. Yeah, for some reason, I haven't seen any base races come down to just buildings in a second. Really, really interesting game there. We are getting into map 2, though, on Death Aura Ladder Edition, Creighton Olsen. And I'm excited. That was a great first game.
Yeah, we've seen a couple upsets. We haven't seen a couple of upsets today. We saw a few yesterday. But I think Stephano over Lambo would definitely get a reaction on the interwebs for sure. That'd be a big surprise.
Yeah, and I know Stephano practices. I know he plays. He doesn't play like he maybe once did. When he was arguably the best player in the world for a small amount of time. But Lambo is a top European Zerg. He does well in every tournament. He's never quite made the big, grand stage. But he has been at, I believe, 2 BlizzCons, which is incredible. He's just very consistently near the top. He earns those EPT points and makes those grand finals. Now,
well, top 3 in the game here, yeah.
Our next map, and in the bottom right hand side, he is teamless. Check him out, team owners. The blue German Zerg player, it's Lambo.
How is he still teamless? He's been teamless for months now. Someone pick this boy up. And his opponent in the top left hand side, representing Gamers Origin and France, it is the party Zerg himself in red. It's Stephano.
If I were to give him a title, any title in the world, Party Zerg is what I would give him.
Well,
we are going to see Lambo go into a standard game this time. He should. I'm surprised he did go for a proxy. Maybe a bit of overconfidence, because Lambo, you would expect in a straight-up macro game to be to have an advantage. He has the higher seed for that reason. He has more points. He's been playing better.
Look at these players' spawning pool positions. Do you think they're a bit worried about some spine crawler rushes?
Yes. Definitely. We can see they're both sticking them to the side to block any spines and to keep them safe as well. Less surface area. They can wall off if needs be with a queen in that gap. I believe a queen. It depends how much the queen's had to eat that day.
How dare you talk about the queen's weight like that, Grant? Off with your head.
Never. Yeah, Lizzie would mess me up. You know she's like a black belt in kick-ass Kwando.
Oh, she must be. Rex Kwando. She studied Rex Kwando. Do you get that reference,
and
Grant?
Krav Maga. I don't think I do.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I do, yes.
There's going to be like one person in chat who flips their shit at remembering Rex Kwando, and everybody else is going to be like, Creighton, you're the worst caster ever. Shut up and talk about the game.
And I'm not going to do it.
Well, we got Ling speed on the way from both players here. We talked a little bit about this in our first series, about how mirror matchups can often be so mirrored. Now, Lambo is adding on a couple extra Lings here, but other than that, very similar builds so far. Is this match going to come down to positioning, come down to micro, come down to map awareness, or come down to something else, Grant?
I think most likely it's going to come down to a lot of multitasking. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lambo go for something. If you remember, we saw him do double roach warring yesterday. I didn't get the chance to see if he tweeted about that, to see if it was an accident or not. I'm actually going to look right now.
Oh, yeah, you should definitely check, because that was an amazing game. For those of you guys who didn't check it out last time, Lambo did do a build where he dropped double Roach Warren. That's right, 2 Roach Warrens. And if you're new to StarCraft, that's not because you can build twice as many Roaches at the same time. We didn't know if it was a mistake or not. And then about 5 minutes after, we were like, what the heck is this guy up to? He was researching both Roach Burrow, and Roach Speed at the same time. So it was either a 10,000 IQ play or the best bluff we've ever seen. Did you see if he tweeted about it yet, Grant?
I just checked and he didn't. He just said that he had a 2-0 win.
Wow.
Now that was against Rayo. He is playing against Stephano now, who is playing pretty defensively here. He's getting a Roach Warren very quick. He skipped a Baneling Nest, right? Oh no, this is Lambo that's getting the Roach Warren. Did Stephano get a Baneling Nest?
Yeah, Stefano's got the Baneling Nest down already. He's trying to defend his third base, but there's so many links from Lambo though right now, and Stephano simply doesn't have that much on the map right now. He's got nine links. He's making some more Banelings here, but these links are getting a lot of shots off on this third base. The third base very low already. Now this is already a problem for Stephano. Look at this, surround on the Queens, forced away by the Banelings. But this is already a problem for Stephano because this third base is now under half health, 650 health on this hatchery, which means that even though Lambo didn't snipe it here, it's still a very, very juicy target for later in the game.
And I really like what Lambo's doing now with his links. He's just playing Ring Around the Roses. He's going to play hide and seek for the rest of the day, because behind this, Lambo has 10 Roaches already in production. He is going to be moving out so aggressively in the next moment or so, and Stephano's Roach Warren is only halfway done. Now, Stephano will have defender's advantage, but for now, I think he can be aggressive. Okay, he's going to defend this link counter-attack that he saw coming. That's smart. A few links go down here. Lambo with the Roaches. Okay, it looks like actually he's not going to go too aggro.
Well, I don't know, man. He's still adding on Roaches. I haven't seen a drone produced by Lambo in a while. He's not saturating up this third base, just using all those larvae for Roaches right now. The larva count very low for both players as they're cranking out everything they possibly can. Stephano adding on 8 Roaches, adding on a Spine Crawler. Stephano certainly expecting Lambo to push across and do some real damage.
And he's not going to. It looks like Lambo, he's making a lot of Roaches, but he got a Evo Chamber and no upgrades. Does he have Lair? He doesn't, right? No. So no Lair for Roach Speed. I think he was waiting for a few more, and maybe to get the Queen on the natural start injecting so he can really build up some larvae production. But Stephano, actually, with a very cute run by down here in the southwest, is looking to attack the third. And this is going to be very undefended, actually. There's no vision in this area until right now. So Stephano is certainly going to find damage on this third, possibly the kill. He will take down the Queen as well. I think the third will go down, though. And what that means is Lambo has to do damage.
Yeah, and Lambo's not going to flinch. Look at this. He is sending a couple links back trying to deal with this, but the bulk of his army staying outside the natural of Stephano, outside the third of Stephano right now. He's even going to go in here. Spinecrawler is rotated down for Stephano. Now, Stephano's taking on the third base of Lambo, which is really nice. And these links going to get in. Oh, the Queen budging just the wrong time, but luckily Lambo has plenty of links here, and I don't think Stephano's going to be able to get a good concave on that. Stephano will be defended, but Lambo losing his third base, and Stephano's still on 3 bases, slightly ahead in workers, but let's see how this attack goes, Grant.
Yeah, so right now Lambo does have a very similar army supply to Stephano. Stephano, though, has a much better concave. His Banelings managed to get the connection. You can see some of the Roaches not fighting. Kill the 3 Roaches to the left here, Stephano. That's a good boy. And now he's fighting at the top of the ramp compared to the bottom of the ramp with a better concave. He has a couple of links coming in for the surround. Stephano he's in a great place.
With all due respect to Lambo, what the heck was he doing there? He engaged into a terrible concave up a ramp and continued fighting in that disadvantageous position for a good solid 10-20 seconds. What on earth was he thinking?
Lambo yeah, that wasn't right. Lambo's going to make something happen, though. Why is he not going for the third base? Lambo instead wants to go for more critical damage on drones, I believe, and reinforcements. Maybe, but Stephano's coming across the map. There's nothing here to defend. There's 1 Ravager, 1 Roach, and a few Roaches, and a few Lings. If Stephano defends at home, which it looks like he's going to be able to do with ease, how is Lambo holding this? He's going to lose his upgrade. He's going to lose Roach Warren. Roach is going to start coming in now. Yeah, take down the upgrade, Stephano. That's a good boy. He's going to get that. Now he's going to start working away. If I'm Stephano right now, I'm falling back and maybe looking at killing this Roach Warren. Stephano's making so many units. He's cleaned up at home. He's going across the map.
Yeah, that's really impressive here. Stephano probably can't win this fight because his Roaches are already very low on health, so it looks like he has a similar count of Roaches. That's not actually the case because his Roaches are so almost dead, but these acceleration zones in the middle, these zippy zones, as I like to call them, help as I like to call them, helping these roaches pop across the map a little bit more quickly and reinforce. And as we see it, a stream of red units heading south, bearing down on this third base of Lambo that he's trying to get back up. Stephano ahead in income, right? Ahead in army supply, ahead in every conceivable metric this game. Somehow, Stephano is still on top of this game.
Yeah, now he's moving in. He's got all of the units moving in, and GG